You finally got there. And you realize, you know what, bro? I'm not cut out for this. And I can't do it. And you did everything you thought you could to make it right and to get everybody on your side and win them over. And you just still can't win. You still can't find a way to get it done. It must hurt. It must suck. What's going on, Canes fans? Yes, we are having this discussion once again, but I gotta tell you something. It's truly just because I want to gauge where this specific community stands. And what I mean by that is the Coach Coop subscribers and viewers, because a lot of us are Miami Hurricanes fans. Obviously, not all of us. We've got Alabama fans on this channel, Georgia fans, FSU fans, North Carolina fans, all sorts of teams. Heck, I don't know, maybe even UTEP fans. Maybe, I don't know. But what I'm getting at is I want to gauge where specifically the subscribers and viewers of my channel stand with the question that I'm about to ask. So we've talked about the Manny Diaz situation a million times at this point. I realize that it's been overdone. It's all over social media. It's an absolute bash fest. And then there's the people that, you know, have their pitchforks ready that want to defend him and all sorts of crazy stuff. It in a way, it has the fan base divided, but in a way it doesn't, because the majority of fans do want Manny gone. But there are those few diehards that, you know, stand by his side and say, you know what? No, I want to keep this guy for at least 5 years and see what he's capable of, because he loves the University of Miami and he's doing everything that he can and he's making changes. But anyways, I'm getting off topic a little bit. Let me go ahead and pose the question so that way you guys know what I want you to put in the comment section. So I actually asked this question during my pre-game North Carolina stream the night before when we took call-ins. But I want to discuss it now in an environment where people can actually just leave a comment, because not as many people watch those live streams, not as many people call in. It's just facts. So I want you guys to have an opportunity to leave a comment, purely because I want to see where you guys stand on this, because I'm curious. Now, this question is a little bit harder to answer now for people who are pro keeping Manny Diaz, because we've now lost to North Carolina. So there was still some ACC hopes before we went 0-2 in the ACC and dropped to North Carolina. And I know some of you guys are going to say, yeah, right, I wasn't falling for that for a minute. But I'm just saying, when you actually look at the numbers, if we would have beaten North Carolina, I'm not saying it would have happened, but I'm saying technically on paper, it was still a possibility. So what the question that I'm asking you is there anything that Manny Diaz can do with the remainder of the season? Is there anything that he can accomplish that would convince you, and I mean you personally that's watching this video right now, to be okay with keeping him as the head coach for 2022? I'm not talking about finishing out his full 5-year contract, which would go to 2023. I'm talking about, is there anything that he could do and or accomplish in what's left of the 2021 season to convince you to be okay with letting him be our head coach in 2022? And that's what I want you to answer down in the comment section below. And I know, I fully understand that people are going to come in the comment section and say, Coop, this is a rehashed topic. This is something you already talked about literally just last week. But like I said, it was in a live stream, not in just a local video that I upload here so everyone can comment on it, because that live stream was like 3 or 4 hours long. So a lot of people may not have got to that point. I'm being straight up and getting right to the point in this video and asking it. So I do also want to just talk about Manny again for just a second, because I have a lot of my viewers who, since I'm uploading a lot of videos about Manny Diaz and most of them being negative, saying fire him, and I'm putting up, you know, these thumbnails saying Manny Diaz is making excuses, I'm having a lot of fans come at me who say that I just have this pure hatred for Manny Diaz. And I want you to know that that is absolutely not the case. I would prefer for whoever the head coach of the Miami Hurricanes is to succeed. I would love to see that guy right there standing in the corner of my room pull a full 180 and turn this program around and prove everyone wrong. I would love it. I would be all for it. The problem is we're just not seeing hints of that happening. It doesn't seem like it's a real possibility at this point. The reality of the situation is that right now Manny's overall record at the University of Miami is 16-14, 11-8 in the ACC with no bowl wins so far in the 2 full years that he's been here. We don't know what's going to happen this year, but also the reality of that situation is the fact that we are sitting at 2-4 right now. So you realize that with the rest of our games coming up, if we won all of them, that includes a win over a currently ranked NC State, and depending on how things go this week, next week's game would be a ranked game against Pitt. So we have some big-time tough games coming up, and we've shown that we haven't been able to finish. Our best-case scenario, if we win out from this point on, is 8-4. And if you remember preseason, after going, if I'm not mistaken, very close to that last year, people said that 8-4 would be an absolute bust and completely unacceptable. Did they not? I remember that being the overall consensus in most of the preseason, off-season videos, was 8-4 was absolutely unacceptable. 10-2 would be okay. 11-1 would be okay. 9-3 was pushing it, and 8-4 was absolutely unacceptable. Full-on, fireable offense. And that's our best-case scenario at this point. And looking at our schedule, NC State, then Pitt, then Georgia Tech, then FSU, apparently an improving team, and then VTech, and wrapping up at Duke, the odds for us do not look very good. And I hate it because in these interviews that have been happening this week, Manny Diaz has said, listen, there is a great competitive team in that locker room, a group of guys that have not given up, that continue to fight, that want to win. The problem is we just cannot find a way to win, but it's coming. We're this close. And that's what Manny Diaz keeps saying, and that's what he keeps pushing. And he's hanging on to the fact that the players are continuing to show fight for 4 quarters. My issue is that at this point, even if we do start to win, is it too little too late? Because even winning out at this point is 8-4 best case scenario during the regular season. And I wanted to go over and show you guys a picture that had been circulating around on social media, because I want to talk about that, where people said that I'm just not showing compassion for Manny, that I just have some kind of pure hatred and something against the guy. I want you to take a good, long, hard look at this for a second. I'm going to look at it again myself. Manny Diaz, this isn't any kind of crazy news. This has been all over Twitter and Instagram and Facebook and stuff. Manny Diaz post-game after the North Carolina game. I don't know how long this was after the game ended, maybe an hour or two. Standing out there by himself, leaning against the wall, hands in his pockets at Kenan Memorial Stadium, all by his lonesome, taking it all in, staring out at the field. And you know what's kind of sad here? I do feel a little bit sorry for him. Now, don't get it twisted. I feel sorry for him from one human being to another, because you have, not from a professional standpoint. At the end of the day, he is the head coach of the University of Miami, and he has to succeed. It's his job. So when he's getting all this backlash, I'm sorry, but that if you don't do your job well, you get in trouble, right? You get rolled up, you get demoted, you get a pay cut. There's all sorts of bad things that happen to you when you're not doing your job correctly. Your boss yells at you, your coworkers get upset with you. The man is sucking at his job, so he's earned the backlash, in my opinion. But when we're talking about just purely human being to human being, I do feel sorry for this dude right here. I'm gonna zoom in. I feel sorry for that dude right there, because the University of Miami head coaching job he's been very open about it, was his dream job. And do you guys know how bad it would suck to want a job so bad? It's your dream job. You think about it all the time. You work hard and then you finally get there. I'm going full screen for this so we can talk about it. You finally get what you believe is your dream job, and it turns out you suck at it. It turns out that everyone, after a couple years of doing it, hates your guts. It's all negativity. Nobody believes in you. You know how bad that would hurt? And again, it doesn't get any sympathy from me from a professional standpoint, because we have to get a head coach that can win games, that can take us back to greatness again, that we can be regularly competing for ACC championship games and being in the playoffs, at least getting there and making it there consistently. So I don't feel sorry for him from a professional standpoint at all. He'll be perfectly fine. He's already made millions, and if he gets fired, he's either going to get another job making millions or close to that as another coordinator or something somewhere, or if he stays unemployed, we'll have to end up paying some of the money out. So he's okay. But money, truly, I don't care if you guys don't believe me or agree with me. I can promise you that money doesn't buy happiness. It can make your life easier, but it won't make you happy. And like I said, you have to understand that. Put yourself in the shoes of someone who knows what their dream job is, or at least they think it is. You work for it, you fight for it, you finally get it, and then it turns out you suck at it, and then you suck so bad at it and receive so much hate that you end up hating the position. It would make you question your entire life and everything that you ever wanted, because you finally got there and you realize, you know what, bro? I'm not cut out for this, and I can't do it. And you did everything you thought you could to make it right and to get everybody on your side and win them over, and you just still can't win. You still can't find a way to get it done. It must hurt. It must suck. But professionally, and speaking purely from that point, I believe that we have reached an end point. I think that Manny probably won't get fired mid-season for multiple reasons. It'll probably be at the end of the year, and I sure as heck hope if and when it does happen that Blake James goes at the same time or maybe even first. And that's just my personal opinion. But back to my question. How long did I just rant about all this? Like 10 minutes? Bro, what the heck? This was just supposed to be me posing that question again to everybody. Shout out to everybody who's been listening to me for the past 10 minutes. Because this is, again, a rehashed topic where everybody's talking about Manny. And it just, people are like, Coop, it's tiring. I'm telling you, there were literally comments in my last video that said, Coop, I'm sick and tired of this. I had people DM me and say, Coop, I'm unsubscribing because all you're talking about is twice a week you're posting a video saying Manny Diaz this, Manny Diaz that. That's where we're at right now. It is what it is. For me personally, to answer that question, is there anything at this point in the season Manny Diaz can do to make me okay with retaining him in 2022? The answer is no. Because my answer originally, let's back up a second. My answer originally, believe it or not, was an ACC championship game win. Plain and simple. An ACC championship game win this season, and I would be okay with retaining Manny Diaz. And that was my answer to that question literally just last week. Friday night before the North Carolina game, even after everything that's happened, everything I'd said, I said that it's an absolute long shot, a miracle. And I see like a 1.2% chance of it happening, maybe even less than that. But if he somehow found a way to pull a 180, get us to the ACC championship game, it's a down year for Clemson, so who knows who the heck would be playing. And he found a way to win. He rallied the team. And we won the ACC championship game. He can stick around for 2022, and I would have been okay with it. There are other issues we can talk about. You know, recruiting is kind of not looking as good right now, and there are lots of other issues we're having. But I would have said, you know what? I mean, hey, We made it to the ACC championship game. We won it. That's something I could look at as an improvement. But we're not even at this point, in my opinion, taking baby steps. It's been nothing but regression. Guys, our only wins are a squeak by victory against App State and then a middle school team out of Connecticut. I don't care if they were close losses or not in the rest of them. They still go down as losses. The North Carolina game was closer than last year. It's still a loss, bro. The Virginia game was a close game. It's still a loss, bro. So we're still coming up short. We're still not getting it done. We're 2-4 for the first time since 1997. So that was my response to it a week ago, but my answer has now changed because this is on a week-to-week basis, and the answer is no. There is nothing that guy can do at this point to convince me to keep him around next year. And, you know, if you want to unsubscribe because a lot of my videos are talking about Manny, then do it. I love you guys. And you're free to voice your opinion, but if you want to unsubscribe just because you disagree with mine, then do it, bro. It's fine, because people have gotta have thicker skin, man. Because I respect your opinion, even if you disagree with mine. That's why I let you put it down in the comment section. That's why I read them, and it's why I leave them, and it's why I respond to them. You can disagree with me, it's okay. But I wish that guy right there. Let me go get him. Let me know if you made it to this point in the video. This is the second time I've done this year when I said, let me know if you made it to this point. Let me know if you made it to, let's see, I'm going to give you a top secret number. Somewhere in your message, even after you tap everything you say, I want you to put a number 4. That way I know you made it this far into the video. Just put a number 4. This is late night, bro. We're hoodie up. I don't even know what time it is, bro, but it's late. All right. So we're vibing, we're ranting, we're chatting. We're talking. We're family, bro. So we love just hanging out and talking, right? I would love it more than anything. Truly, I'm telling you guys. I'm serious. I would love it if this guy pulled a 180 and turned this program around and shocked everybody. All of a sudden, I don't know. Somebody flipped a switch and we looked like a complete team. And we were taking care of business, and he proved all the haters wrong, including Coach Coop. I wish he could prove me wrong, because I know he loves Miami. I have no doubt that Manny bleeds orange and green. He does. But he's just not head coaching material, at least not at this level. And he's not going to get us to where we want to be. And I feel like we've had enough time to figure that out. And I hate it for him. I do. I hate it for him personally, but professionally speaking, and when just talking purely from the heart with care and love in relation to the University of Miami, the man's got to go. And it is what it is. So a little bit of negative Coop tonight, but I really just wanted to talk it out and see if there's anything he could do for you guys. Anything he could do to redeem himself and stick around for a little while longer. You tell me. Remember though, guys, we're all one big happy college football family. But at the end of the day, I gotta say, it's still always better, I promise you, when you get to rep the U. Coach Coop, peace out, y'all.